Hello, everyone, and welcome to session 15 of Destiny of the Force. This is our season 1 finale. As we said not too long ago, the first arc was ending, and you're now seeing the culmination of that. So, where we last left our heroes, they just stopped Jack Saren's basically force nullifying weapon on a starship. It managed to wipe out a lot of, well, not wipe out, but it managed to nullify the force of many people on the Jedi world of Ossus, but it was stopped before it could fully finish, leaving many still attuned to the force. And our heroes are now currently trying to escape the ship as part of their process in stopping it sent it basically tearing itself apart as the weapon is slowly pulling parts of the ship into itself, a gravitational vortex just kind of pulling everything toward the middle. All together, though some unconscious or looking a little worse for wear, our heroes are running through the slowly bending and breaking ship. But just up ahead, they see Saren trying to escape with his one of his partners, the drone master Miranda. And as they're running, they decide to split up. Young Bell, Kata Sordo, and their Mandalorian friend Delani Fade, all trying to go after Saren, while everyone else tries to get back to their ship. And that is where we will begin today's session. So, Young, as you, Kadas, and Delani are chasing after Saren, is there anything you are saying or doing?
As we're chasing after him, I'm just going to speak quickly to Kadas and Delani. I'm going to say, this is our last and best chance at reversing whatever has happened to our companions and to the people of Ossus. If we don't catch them, that knowledge is lost.
Lonnie will just give her usual quiet nod as you're running.
Kalas will just kind of nod as well. Be on the lookout for the Zabrak. I'm not sure we're through with him yet.
Yes, I've heard he was quite dangerous. Let's try and avoid him if we can.
Okay. So Lonnie will have her repeater gun out and kind of in her hands as you're running. Does anyone else prepare in any other ways?
I will take my one stim pack. So yeah, make it so I can survive one hit, maybe.
Let's see.
Lonnie will as well.
Kalas will just have, if he can, his lightsaber and his pistol out, left and right hands respectively.
Yep, he can.
And second wind for one strain.
All right. Okay, then yeah, as you're running after Saren, he appears to be heading toward the front of the ship where Talia, Sid, and Venata previously fought rode, the Zabrak mercenary that Kadas was just mentioning. as you're getting closer to it, it is just as dark as it was before, and you see Saren kind of run into there and then lose sight of him. As the three of you reach that point, you can still see some lights kind of reflecting off his armor, mostly due to Miranda as he's running through, but it is a fairly dark area overall. You're not quite sure what this part of the ship was supposed to be, probably a cargo area that was emptied out.
Do we know where he's going? Can we intercept him?
He's just been running pretty much forward the whole time. He's continuing to run toward the front of the ship, even through this area. Just seems to be heading that way, so there's been no point where you could really turn or cut him off. You can try to catch up to him, though, and we will do an athletics roll for everybody to see on that. Now that you're in a more open area.
Let's chase him.
I don't have anything committed because I think I uncommitted everything last time.
Yeah, and you're force rating 0 regardless right now.
Okay.
When the core blew up from Venata, that basically just set you all to 0 for now.
Ah, gotcha. Also was unconscious, that would have uncommitted me anyway.
So, okay. Yep. Okay. So everyone, you just roll your athletics. No. Well, and with one setback due to darkness.
Damn, Saren.
I forgot to add one setback to him, not due to the darkness, but due to Miranda. Okay, so he's actually... So Kadas is going to catch up to him. And then Lonnie... Okay. So Kadas, you can catch up to Saren. What are you doing?
Okay. So by catching up, you mean I can get into engaged if I want.
If you want, yeah.
Knowing that Young and Delani have their ranged weapons out, I'm going to instead try to hit him at short range with 2-weapon fighting, the pistol and the cryoban on the arm.
Okay.
Bit of a risk.
Yep. Coordination dodge will be active. So, 4 failures, adversary 3, defense 3.
Do I have maneuvers to aim? Or a maneuver?
Yeah, since you're not engaging, yes, you would.
Okay, we'll do incidental aim plus the regular aim. Is adversary 3? I'm 2-weapon fighting, so I do go
2 red
2
and
reds
a
and a purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crap.
Got 1 failure, but still not bad. Almost made it. The despair, though. For the despair, I'm just gonna say you run out of ammo in the pistol.
Gotcha. I'll just add for that advantage, I guess. Just
One strain.
yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay. And then so with that, since as you're running after him, you're able to get close enough to fire at him. He has to dodge that. You don't just miss. And he manages to just barely dodge it because he's carrying another person. And yeah, so that'll trigger initiative for everybody. So that'll be cool for everyone.
Wow. Oh, I didn't mean to add those yellows. I don't know how that happened. Oh, yeah, I didn't. I was just misreading, but still, wow.
Okay, so it'll be Lonnie, Young, Saren, got us. Got progressively better as it went through each person. Okay, so Lonnie will take a shot. And Saren will dodge. Okay, Lonnie hits.
Did you forget to add the failure?
Oh, I did. Never mind. Yep, she missed.
It's not fun being fair in this scenario.
Yep. Okay. Yep. No, you're right. Okay. And then, yep, so now it's Young up.
Okay. Would Quick Strike apply here? Because
He
I beat
has
him in
not.
the initiative.
Yeah, he has not acted yet. Correct.
Okay. And can I still use Force Talent, like Sense Danger?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. How far away is he?
Would be short range because y'all caught up. So.
Short range.
And go ahead and add the 4 failures on.
Yep. So he's adversary free, so I'll make that 2 red.
And range defense 3, but obviously you're gonna be open that.
I will use Sense Danger, and my custom grip brings that down to nothing.
Okay. Young taking his best shot.
I will aim twice.
Okay.
So I have 8 boost dice. Do I risk the auto fire?
Hey, that's on you, man. I tried 2-weapon fighting. Take as many risks as you do or do not want to take.
Yeah.
You
4
know what the hell
failures
is
is a lot
auto
of 4
fire?
failures.
And let's go ahead and upgrade that. Ah!
If it makes you feel better, the auto fire wasn't the reason you missed.
Look at
That's
all
a lot
those
of-
useless blue dice. Like,
5 empties.
I'll have a reroll, dude.
not yet.
I'd say, if you want, just because you just fire out a spray of blaster bolts, I can say you definitely, in having to dodge that, he has to drop Miranda. I'd say.
Ooh, yes.
For sure.
Can I have him drop Miranda and take a maneuver away from Miranda?
Well, Miranda's unconscious.
But yeah, but I mean, this means he can't just pick her up again next turn, you know? If I spend all the advantage and the triumph.
I was thinking the triumph was dropping her, so I'd say advantage would be more of if you want to give him setbacks or you guys boost. I'd say would be the more of what that is.
Sure. So I will pass. Can I pass 2 boosts to Kadas? One for next person and one for him specific?
Sure.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, and then it's now Saren's turn. Boy. He's a little concerned. So to describe where you guys are at, by the way, you're almost at the very front of this room. Like I said, probably a cargo hold. There's a lot of just normal non-windowed walls and a few support struts. Would have been darker had you guys started this fight in a different area, but you guys got far enough along that you're by what seems to be kind of the one doorway at the end of this room, and there's just enough light coming off of that to light you all for there not to be like any diminishing factors. But you cannot tell what is in that lit area beyond that is the area he was trying to run toward. And you see him looking toward that lit area, to Miranda, to you all, kind of like he's trying to determine what he's doing. And
I'll quickly say this can still end somewhat peacefully, Saren. You don't have to go down with the ship.
this has always been about peace. And he is going to flip out his blaster and shoot at Young.
Two defense.
Any other factors?
I got nothing.
All right. So, Kadas, you'll definitely have to think about this as you see Young get nailed.
Yeah, I'm probably not
22
close
Pierce 4.
Okay.
And it will be a crit if it hits, obviously.
Of course. And then another one for going down, right?
Yeah. How many did you have already?
2.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay.
And down.
I can literally do nothing then.
You can move one maneuver a turn, that's it. You are out. And there's
Yeah,
no
so
way. No one can pick you up anyway. I mean, you're 32 and 19, like no way. No medical checks getting you up. So yeah, you guys would just see Saren, after Young and him have that brief exchange of words, you would just see him flip out his blaster and just shoot Young straight, and Kadas, you would just see him kind of spin around and fall to the ground.
Oof.
Alright, Kadas, it's your turn, and then we have to roll a ship crit and check in on the others.
All right, we're gonna go for a move to engage lightsaber attack.
Okay. Add 4 failures.
And Young gave me 2 boost die.
Correct. Defense is still 3, and adversary is still 3.
Can reduce the setback by 1 from custom grip.
Oh man, Young, you were really screwed because he rolled no failures. Like, that's really some of what happened there.
All right, and before I hit the roll button, falling avalanche, I think I can choose to take 2 strain when I hit, if I hit to add damage, or is it before? Because
You can activate it after.
Yeah,
But
you
after?
activate it
If you
after.
hit.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, because you're worried, about the strain, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, the short text and the long text are just slightly different enough to confuse me. Well, all right. Well, you know what? It's possibly my last shot. I'm going to upgrade my attack. Jesus Christ.
Oh, y'all are so close.
Can I destroy his pistol?
No, you have to deal damage. Because you don't hit him is the thing. It's the issue. This was the roll. This is pretty much the exact roll we used to knock Road out into space. Okay, so I'll say when you move to get close enough to him to hit him with your lightsaber, you realize that this doorway that you basically all are fighting in front of appears to lead to a smaller ship that's inside. That's likely attached to the front of the ship in some way. That likely is an escape ship of some kind. I'd say if you want, you can use the triumphs to slash the controls and seal the hatch.
Let's see. Would he be on our side or that side of the hatch?
Your side. He hasn't passed the threshold yet.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. So, as soon as he dodges out of the way, you realize where he would be looking to grab Miranda and run toward, and you slash right down on the controls, and the safety systems engage and lock the door. As the ship jostles around from coming apart, Saren just kind of falls into the door and slams a fist on it and yells out, "Are you trying to kill us?"
The path of the warrior is death. And you chose not to surrender.
You just see the helmet turn toward you, and you've seen enough Mandalorian body language to know that he's glaring at you. Okay, time to roll for the ship. Pretty sure it rolled that one already.
We had shield overload if that was the same ship.
Yeah. That's the wrong, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, so we'll, we already gave it power fluctuations, so guess, next would be the nav computer is down. I don't think the ship was going anywhere, but the nav computer is down. Hey. So back to everybody else. So Castum, you're carrying Sarah. Sid, you're carrying Venata. Talia, you are carrying Ray and guiding Sol.
You know, choices were made.
All for the greater good.
Uh-huh.
So let's get off this ship.
You're right. I'll give it a engine damaged instead. We did already get nav computer. Fail. We'll do engine damaged. Regardless, the sucker be drifting. Alright, so... And as you're all running and trying to make your way through the ship, you would eventually be able to cross over, and you guys would see the area that Kadas had to seal off. Kadas and Sid had to seal off because Kadas vented it, basically, by breaking the glass. And you'd be able to head back toward the ship at this point. Reminder that where the ship is docked isn't too far away from where the chase ended, so you guys will potentially be able to have alternative options there. So, as you begin to get toward the ship, I'd say everyone go ahead and make an athletics check. Everyone carrying somebody has to have 2 setbacks. And the athletics check will be against just 1 purple. Except for Sol. Sol, you get a boost due to Talia, but you still have to have the upgrade difficulty twice.
I'll spend a strain to upgrade it once with intense focus.
So 1 red, 1 purple.
Correct.
Ooh.
Sol's used to the Force helping him.
Yeah, no force. Okay. Cast him. Still need you.
It's okay, Preston.
Jonathan, you there?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. 1 purple, 2 setback athletics, because you're carrying Sarah.
Are no force dice, right?
No force dice. Correct.
When you're machine
Ah.
thingy remove some of those setbacks? Because you can make things like hover or whatever.
Oh. Hmm.
I would say so. Yeah, it depends on what they can lift, but if they can reasonably be carrying her, I'd say.
I
You
don't
wouldn't have
think
to
so.
suffer.
Reduce encumbrance by 7, maybe, but
Yeah, I'd let that
Oh.
apply, which is good because that's the only reason you're gonna succeed here.
yeah. Awesome. I didn't think
Yeah.
that would actually work.
Yeah, no, I'd let that apply to an instance like this. If you were having to carry her doing something other than running, I would say probably not. So yeah, everyone with advantages can recover strain equal to those advantages. Otherwise, y'all succeeded. So y'all keep running. Okay, back over to the fight with Saren. Since Kada switched to melee, Lonnie will switch to melee. Putting her repeater on her back so she can pull her pike. And moving in. Saren will dodge. So close. He will use the pike to basically, like, as she's like trying to run into the wall, he just barely dodges away from the door as she stabs out, but she's able to spin off of it and basically elbow the blaster from his hand. With the triumph, she will kind of use the pike embedded in the door and kind of spin around it to grab Miranda and kind of pull her sort of out of the way of the ground that you're obviously all kind of moving around on, but also kind of to say towards Saren, you know, got what you want. And Saren will attempt to respond by kicking Lonnie. That'll be with martial grace. That will be 11. Does hit Lonnie, but she's okay.
If I parry 3 of it, would any damage still go through?
Like, you mean reduce it by 3?
Yeah.
No.
Alright. Hold on to that strain then.
I'm saying no damage would come through.
Oh. In that case, I'll do that.
Okay. Right. Saren will activate disorient and stun off of the hit then. So Lonnie takes 3 strain and is disoriented for 3 rounds. Okay, and cut us.
Oh man. On the one hand, I want to tell Lonnie to run, but I don't think she would. So we're just gonna aim and continue trying to strike him.
Okay, dodging.
I don't know if it's worth trying to get an upgrade in.
Hard to say.
Yeah, we won't. We won't.
Wow.
Ha!
Wow. You did it.
Ha! So that's 10 breach 1, I believe. Oh, oh, so this is what victory tastes like.
Saren is down.
You know,
What would you crit?
I think if it wouldn't have taken him down, I would have tried to crit him. So I guess, seeing as I didn't know it would take him down, I would have aimed for the crit, which would take 2 advantage, yeah.
So would you aim for the crit plus 10 or
Can't,
recovering 2 or a crit and recovering 2 strain?
crit and 2 strain.
Okay. Any additions to the crit due to the lightsaber or general?
Nope.
Okay. All right, as Saren basically vaults over the wall, kind of running up the side of it to avoid Lonnie's pike and try to get to her to try to just knock her out and take Miranda back. As he goes into kick, you use your blade to basically get right in front of him. He basically hits the blade and sort of jumps off of it, rolling, and just as he's going in to try to move again, you slash kind of outward, channeling every bit of energy you had, and you slash right across his chest, and he you clearly didn't go deep enough to kill him, but it was definitely enough to hurt him a lot, and you see him kind of stumble. And ooh. It's the knockout crit. You see him stumble and crash into the area right near where you've been fighting, kind of being covered in darkness slightly. As you're looking at yourself, looking at the lightsaber, looking at him down, realizing you actually hit him. You also realize that in your wide out slash, you cut the security systems near you. And it appears the door is starting to open again.
Now, do we try to get on that ship, knowing Road might still be out there, or do we try to double back?
Well, I was gonna say, the way you notice the ship, the way you notice the ship door starting to open, it's not opening due to power. It's opening due to manual.
Okay,
And as you see the panel starting to move, you see like what appears to be hands. Basically what you did is you killed the security lock, which still meant that the door was still closed, but now it's not basically locked close.
Yeah,
And
I think...
yes, as everyone else is saying, you and Lonnie can only pick up 2 people.
Miranda and Young it is. And we'll try.
Well, you don't have the ability to do anything yet. I'm just...
Yeah.
Because we gotta roll the ship crit and check in with the others. But... Okay. So, what are you moving to do as we cut away?
Moving to pick up Young.
Okay. Lonnie already has Miranda, so... She just has to pull her pike out of the door. These are the lowest ship rolls. Alright. Engines down. Is what we have to escalate that to, because everything else has been hit. Oh. Okay, to the group running. Talia. Do you stay with Sol at his pace, or do you run ahead?
No, I'm sticking with my brother.
Okay. Then, yep, everyone make athletics checks, same difficulty as before.
Intense focus as before.
Remember, custom, don't roll the 2 setbacks this time.
Okay.
Well, the ladies know what's up.
Except if you're staying with Sol.
Shut up, I'm carrying another human being.
Everyone's carrying
So am
another
I.
human being.
And leading a blind brother.
Who's going faster than you guys?
Except it's faster the wrong way.
I would have been fine if I could have used my force dice.
Alright, so Sid, you have the option to reach the ship. I assume you want to.
Yes, I'll at least make sure Venata is buckled in, and then I'll worry about getting everyone else on board.
Well, are you worrying about getting everyone else on board, or are you worried about getting the ship ready to disengage?
That's a good point. Yeah,
You're the only pilot.
Fair.
It's
Alright.
Sol and Young are unconscious. You're the, or well, not unconscious, but Sol is blind. Young and Ray are unconscious. You
Yeah,
are.
I'll take the ship off standby then.
Yeah, you're the only pilot who can see.
Then yes, I put Venata down, strap her into a seat, and run toward the cockpit.
Okay. Do you have Let's Ride or no?
I do not.
Just checking. So it'll take you time to get set. All right. And okay. So Talia, yours is stuck trying to get Sol to avoid the creaking panels and various moving stuff. And Castum's just tired. Very tired.
It's been a very long day.
Talia, Sid can recover 1 strain, Cass can recover 1 strain, and Talia can recover 2 strain.
Also, I'm using learning opportunity to spend 3 of those advantages to upgrade my next athletics check.
Okay. Good idea. You're learning how to move blind. Okay, alright then, Karas. Let's see what he gets for his roll. Got it. Road slams open the door. And he's still wearing his full, basically what you saw him put on to survive in the vacuum. So he's still wearing like the full helmet around his head. You can just see, barely make out like the outlines in the top that covers his horns. Otherwise, he's fully helmeted. And yeah, he does not, he's used his action to open the door, but he does take a maneuver out from the door, at least putting him toward, or like, he's basically puts him right in range of all you. So, you have to act after Lonnie, but what do you say? If anything.
Rematch later.
You're saying that to Road?
Yep.
Hmm.
Hoping he likes his boss alive.
Yeah. The issue is Lonnie's holding Miranda. But yeah, you would just see him looking towards Lonnie and being like, let her go.
Oh, don't make me do this.
Do what?
Fight more.
Oh dear. Well, to be fair, this was a fight you were having that you basically put on hold.
Yeah.
It's just come back. Yeah, so Lonnie is going to try to pull the pike out the door and hit Road with it. He recovers 2 strain.
Does she move away from the door and Road at
No,
all?
she just pulled the pike out of the door as Road was opening it and then tried to hit him with it and missed. Missed a very easy stab, by the way.
So,
So, you're by Young.
and
You can maneuver to engage if you want, or you can try a different route if you'd like.
yeah, I know. I wanted to get out of this fight, but the whole point of this situation was to at least get Miranda. And I don't know how much of a risk I'm willing to take on this for Young and Delani. Because Young has always seemed like do the mission type of guy.
Well, you can grab Young.
How beat up does Delani look? Like, does she look like she could take a hit that I know of? And if she drops Miranda, can she escape?
I mean, she could probably escape with Miranda, but whether or not she can take a hit, that's a very different question, yeah. She's at 16 at 20. So it depends on how much of a hit. She has a high soak, so, you know, and Road hasn't shown like the highest damage output, so
Well,
I mean, he hits over 10, like, you know that, but she can soak most of that. It's just whether or not he can hit high enough to down her, which he can, but
damn it.
remember too that the people getting on the ship are not that far. Like, the ship isn't actually that far away at this point. So, you might be able to get help, but you'd have to calm for that to let them know you want help, and they'd have to figure it out.
Yeah, but like most of them are not really in a position to be able to fight. But
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. Can I calm them and engage and fight Road at the same time, basically?
Yeah, of course.
So that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Cut us. We'll get on team comm. Young, Miranda, and Saren are down. We're still entangled. May the Force be with us. And he's going to move in to strike Road.
Okay. Yeah, so okay. Then defense 1, adversary 3.
Take that defense off. I am hitting like every despair.
Uh-huh. You hit though. So what'd you hit for?
8 plus successes, so 11.
Okay. Yep. And I think you know what the despair means.
Well, yeah,
Lightsaber
but-
short out.
Ooh, this is gonna sting if he gets on me, but can I crit him before it shorts out?
Yep.
Alright.
He
Have a
has
crit.
1. So plus 10.
Huh. Not too bad.
Might be relevant. Okay. Alright, then yeah. But yeah, so as you go into slash and swing at road, you do successfully find weak points and strike. But as you're doing that, he is able to do the spin move he did with Talia and force you to hit his shield, and the Cortosis just interacts with your saber and woof, it dispels.
Which means no parry.
Yeah. No parry, and he is going to continue that momentum to hit you.
Alright, I only have 2 defense.
And that's from armor, that's not from the saber.
Yep, all armor.
Okay. In one sweeping strike, he pulls out his sword and oof, slashes you right across. That is 16.
Ow. Alright, so I got 7 soak.
And for once, I did not forget Frenzied. He isn't using it.
Good to know. So 16 reduced by 7 is 9. Oh,
Oh, look at the wound thresholds of the PCs, y'all. Y'all don't have a full character's worth of health between you. You got 11.
oh.
Okay. So, ship crit time. That escalates all the way up to major system failure. Let me check what I need to roll real quick for that. Okay. Ship comms are out. Which doesn't matter to you all. But ship comms are down. Alright, over to escaping group. Good news. You all finally managed to stumble to the ship. And Sid, you would be able to take a turn at the controls. So what does everyone do upon reaching the ship?
Get Ray and Sol in a seat and strap him in.
So, yeah, so you guys get Ray and Sarah in, and yeah, take care of that.
Yeah, that and then try to work on the ship, make sure there's nothing that's gonna
Okay. So checking
All
on the
right,
ship.
we did take some damage coming in, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Well, and you're gonna be taking damage when you disengage too. So good luck with
I
that.
think in theory I
we
could help
we
cast.
we won't know how much damage you're taking until the ship disengages, though, because it'll depend on how the how the main ship's doing.
So I'm assuming since we can't use our force dice for rolling, we cannot technically commit it then, right?
You cannot. No. Your force rating is 0 for all purposes, which includes commitment.
Damn, and here I was gonna just put all 3 of my points into increase hull trauma.
Yeah, hull trauma you got due to that really good repair you guys got after like when you were coming in. Hull trauma you're doing okay on. It's just if the ship takes crits, you could have a bad time. Because you already have 1. So that's the bigger concern is crits, I think, more than hull trauma. But yeah, so Custom is checking the ship. Sid is getting the ship ready to go. Sol, is there anything you're trying to do blind? Or are you just trying to sit down?
So would sit by comms just in case. That's something he can do. Hit the comm button.
I guess you could go to the cockpit then and basically sit in there. Yeah, really, that just leaves Tali, as far as when you're getting the comms from Kadas about what's going on.
Yeah. She's useless on a ship. That's the problem.
Yeah, they certainly don't. For anything they're doing right now, they don't need you.
Yeah.
I mean, Custom doesn't even have to roll for his. It's just him finding out what the issues with the ship are. So. And then Sid will need a roll, but that's basically being banked until everyone is on the ship or Sid is ready to go. One or the other.
Right.
Can I at least angle the deflector shields toward the ship we're attached to? Cautions.
Considering the ship is next to you and then the whole, like, targeting array wing is behind you and kind of curves around, I don't know if there's anywhere to angle.
Gotcha. All right. Just wait and yell at the teammates to get here as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I guess Talia's gonna be on standby for either ship repairs or jumping in for something, so.
Okay. So that takes us back over to Lonnie, Kadas, and Road. To your understanding, no one's coming for you, Kadas.
Such is the way.
Are you saying anything to Lonnie or determining anything yourself? Obviously, Lonnie goes before you. You just saw Road land one hell of a hit.
Yeah, this will be. I really don't know.
By the way, as far as you can tell, Road is hurting, but I would, like, the best I could say is not even halfway.
Yeah. It's gonna let Lonnie do what she does. We came into this as a partnership, and that requires trust, and I trust in her judgment, so.
She's going to attempt to help you so you don't die.
Yeah, that would be appreciated.
Yep, so she's going to stab at him. Again.
Come on, Lonnie.
No. He does successfully hit, but barely hurts him. He got his attention, though.
Ah, crap.
But yeah, she lands a blow. What are you doing? Because that can affect what she does. To finish her turn. Upon seeing that she stabs into him successfully, just like basically hits just a rough part. But
Road doesn't seem to be backing off. I'm not going to let Road be at our back. So this is basically a to the death situation here.
well, you have Young near you, so that's your call. She has hit and run, so she can since she successfully completed an attack, she can move to short range due to the jetpack. So
I mean, if we could, I think at this point it would be best to try to take the ship. Yeah, the goo gun. Yeah, but my accuracy with the range light is not great, especially with just the cryovan.
isn't it the only weapon you have left? Also,
how long does the lightsaber take to reignite after it's taken? Is it out for this whole round?
it's out for this round, yeah. You don't have it until next round.
All right, then I will. She should hit and run so I can attack from short with the cryovan.
Okay.
Because that's all I got.
Alright, then she sees you going to aim the cryoban, and she'll, after hitting him with the pike, will jetpack off of him to give herself space. And okay. Adversary 3, defense 1. Or sorry, actually defense none for range. My bad.
So adversary 3 at short range would be 2 red. Since I used my maneuver to get there, I don't have the strain to aim. Well, I could aim, but
You're not using your maneuver to get anywhere.
oh, I'm in short.
Oh, right, yeah, you'd have to disengage. Correct.
Yeah, because I was using the lightsaber. So maneuver to get out of short into short, and now it's how much do I want to stack this hit and hope it works?
I don't know if the 2 strains worth a boost.
Yeah, I'm
Where you're
pretty
at.
much the same agreement, so I'll just upgrade it. Well, there's a shot here, guys. There's a chance. Not that good, though.
Much.
8 stun damage, pierce 5. Can't crit or anything with that. Yeah, it's Cryoband's rifle 6 plus successes, so 8.
Recover 1 strain, and so you said 8. You said so 8 pierce 5 for stun damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
hovering restraints. Best
what
idea.
are you moving to do? As he spins to hit to attack Lonnie. Are you trying to get away?
Yeah, get away with Young. Can I spend a Destiny point to upgrade his attack on Lonnie?
You can, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so you're just grabbing Young and trying to run.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
If Lonnie stays up, yeah. Was really hoping to get that one more advantage I needed for ensnare.
Right. Then he'd be stuck.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he could use his action, I think, to break ensnare, but
Well, that's
he
still...
wouldn't. Yeah,
Neither of you are engaged, like that would give you time.
exactly.
Okay. And then you upgraded it once.
Boo.
Okay. That is 11 and a crit. Lonnie soaks 8, taking 3, taking her to 19 of 20. And crit plus 50.
Oh, I forgot how much crit she had.
Ooh! Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no!
It.
Ooh.
Oh. Well, Young. I'm going to hope that I can beat him this next round. Oh, this isn't good.
Oh no. Gareth going is cool tickle. What a season finale this is turning out to be.
And we don't even know if Lonnie is gonna survive. That's a crit plus 60 that she's taken, probably.
2 crits. Because she's going down from that hit. So she may not survive. Okay, so... Oh dear. That's 13. So she takes 5, going to 24, which does Take her out. And then crit plus 60.
No.
And just to roll it. Okay. So figuring this out, gang. One moment. So we all know we do have things that we do. All right. Road has a despair I haven't resolved yet. Everyone knows. Ship crit is on plus 70. We'll go ahead and roll that. So I already told the players if we were to roll Vaporize, that does actually equal breaking up in this case. However... All right. So so Kadas, as you're the only conscious one. You see Road clearly as you're trying to grab Young and kind of begin to move away, run away. You see Road clearly laboredly breathing due to your stun hit and his at the brink crit and all that. And like his wound threshold is high, his strain threshold was not. You see him after having been hit by Lonnie and you like moving away with Young, you see him turn with his sword and make a leaping strike at the Lonnie in the air and manages to hit her. And she crashes down, having to turn off her jetpack to avoid something much worse. And she struggles to get back up, but is just barely managing to do so when Road makes a lunging strike forward with a heavy amount of force coming right down on her as she's about to get up, and it comes down right onto her jetpack, and her the jetpack ruptures and has a small explosion, but you know just from the way it explodes that she'd be okay from that. And you see her struggling to get up, and he elbows her, and she crashes down, and he flashes across her body one more time, and you see her arm slump to the side. And he puts a boot on her body as you're moving, and just as he's looking up at you again, you hear the ship creak and moan, and you start to see whole segments over your head and around you start to pull and tear apart. Rode notices this too, and begins looking toward the bodies of Miranda and Saren. And Kadas, what are you doing? The ship is rupturing around you. Everyone on the Paragon, you would feel the Paragon shaking and coming, like the connection to the ship is tentative at best. You know that this is pretty much it. You don't have time to get off the ship. I'm saying to everyone on the Paragon, you don't have time to get off of the Paragon to do anything. Not to Kadas.
And Kadas knows he doesn't have the physical strength to get Young and Lonnie's body. Even to that other ship. Probably.
The other ship's closer. Problem is, the road is there too.
Kadas will tune on his helmet comm. There is no death. He'll take his helmet off and throw it to the side before approaching Road with his saber reignited.
Are you still trying to hold Young, or?
No. This is to the death for real now.
You only have one round before the ship comes apart. If you're trying to make it to the other ship, you will not.
Road has proven that he is not going to stand aside, even save his own comrade's life when there was more time.
When the ship started coming apart, he was getting off of Lonnie and looking toward them.
He doesn't get the luxury of that option anymore for what he just did.
Okay.
Like, this is full on cold rage Kadas.
Okay. Said you have to, you can basically hold until the end of the round when you have to disengage. Or you can disengage now. It's up to you.
After hearing that last message, Sid would disengage now.
Would Sol try to stop her? Because you would hear it too. You're sitting right there.
Yeah, I'm. No matter how many successes on athletics check, there's no way I could get there to grab Young and back in one round, speed wise.
And you couldn't
Yeah.
see him anyway.
Yeah.
No one has move, which is the main issue you have here. I don't think. No one has silhouette 1 move, at least. And even if you did, no force.
Yeah.
Kadas is the only one with a grapple.
Well, could we get to where that other ship is in one round, if we disengage now?
Get to that part of the ship. You don't know it's there. It's the thing. You don't know that ship is there.
Oh, yeah. Only the people that ran out. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, so there's really nothing to do.
Yeah, it's just basically what I'm saying is, like, do you want to stop her from disengaging until the last moment, basically? because she's disengaging before the last moment.
Oh yeah. If she's doing it early, yeah, Sol would definitely like.
Will you try to socially or physically restrain Sidani?
He would sort of do a hand gesture because he can't really grab at the controls, and just sort of say that, listen, we have to give our friends enough time to the very second for all of the blood and sacrifices they did to save us in previous missions.
Aren't we already at that point?
Like I said, we can spare a few seconds. Sometimes that's all we can do.
Sorry, but I'm going to disengage.
Since Sol talked, I'd say he should get to make a social check. So, what would it be what is Sidani's cool against a leadership check?
Let's see. 1 rank of nobody's full, so 2 red and 1 purple.
Okay, so with blinded, that's 3 red and a purple.
I'm gonna use my once per session to add all those successes.
Okay, that's cheating. Okay, so what do the success add to the dice roll end, and the actual result begins in this mess?
Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. He actually succeeded with 3 successes outside of the extra.
Yeah.
So I think you need to wait. However, threat, well, I'm gonna say 3 of that goes to the situation, 3 of it strain.
I will use my maneuver for intense focus when it comes to
Okay.
actually doing something.
Yeah. So, Talia, you are by the door. You're gonna have to be the one responsible for sealing the ship, so you can't leave.
Cool.
Basically. You can help people if they get to the door somehow. Not sure
Yeah, that's
how,
basically the plan.
but you have to be the one that as soon as Sid gives the disengage signal, you have to punch it immediately. You can't wait.
Gotcha.
Because they're waiting till the last moment.
Just staring out that doorway, looking more and more nervous by the second.
Oh, that's okay. Alright, Kadath.
Taking that maneuver to get with engage. Upgrading the attack. And
You got an additional upgrade due to his despair.
alright, and just full on scream.
It's adversary 3, defense 1, just to clarify.
Yeah. Alright, so that would be 2 red, a purple. I get 2 upgrades for my attack, or is it one of his upgrades for his defense.
No. It's both for you. Both for you. I was saying his despair gives you an additional up.
All right. Kaz is just gonna try to use his lightsaber as if it was a biscuit and just break this Zabrak in. And unfortunately, he does not. Can I use?
I'm working it out.
Yeah. I really wanted that revenge kill.
You and Road. Well, the reason is you and Road. Once you guys complete your actions, the ship explodes. So I'm figuring out what yeah. So as you're running into Road, he seems like you see his body language because he saw you retreating with Young. You see his body language completely just shift into a very confused, and as you're violently swinging in at him, he just kind of yells out, "What are you doing?" And he drops his sword in response to your attack and just barely manages to move out of the way. He was already kind of scrambling away from Lonnie's body. And so he's going to move toward Saren and try to grab and slide him. And I'm not done with your check either. I'm just needing to do his first. He tries to also grab Miranda, and you see him just slowing down, like as he's trying to grab both of them and get toward the hatch door, but he's not able to do it. They're too heavy combined together between her armor and his own injuries. What are you doing as you see this occurring, as you realize you missed him and you basically kind of had to stumble and fall right next to Lonnie's body?
He'll reach out and just touch the helmet with the back of his hand. And with all those advantages in that triumph, Kadas will do everything he can to make sure Road doesn't leave, or at least gives him a much more difficult time. That's all there is to it now. Just spite and anger.
I would say with everything you would have, because they're not that far away in total, you would have the time and opportunity to try to move Young or Lonnie's body toward the ship with Road, but if that's what you want to do. can do that too.
We'll move Young and try to get him closer to the ship then.
Okay. Go for him. Back to the point. You can attempt what Road did, and also, you can try to also lift both of them if you want, I'd say, due to the triumph.
Sure. Yeah.
Because Road failed, so it doesn't matter on his end. It's one red, one purple, 2 setback on athletics. But if you can remove any of that, you can.
1 red, 2 purple, 1 setback.
One red, 1 purple, 2 setback. What he rolled, but 2 setbacks.
Still no force, right?
Still no force.
Wow.
The despair won't leave you alone.
I know, right? I mean, what are the odds? Every roll.
So as you try to pull Lonnie's body and Young with Road, you end up kind of stumbling and falling at more or less the same place, none of you reaching the ship. Everything starts to get blurry for you. As everything just becomes too difficult to do or move. Both you and Road, you exchange looks pretty much.
Damn it, can we use some of them destiny points to go back and save them?
And as the ship breaks apart around you, Kadas, you know that Road, Saren, and Miranda aren't making it to the ship. And neither are any of you.
Class will just pull Young and Lonnie closer.
And as everything gets blurry, you hear the sounds of loud machinery whirring, explosions, and ship creaking. You see a few different lights shine. Then darkness as Talia, no one's coming to the ship. Red light blinks from the cockpit.
Okay. Press the button.
Let's go.
Sol just gonna turn his comm on and just say goodbye real solemnly and turn it back off.
Kadas, you would hear that kind of, it would be breaking up, but you would hear that.
I guess in his last moments, Kaz will just kind of think about all the Jedi meditations and try to reach a level of peace before it comes.
And okay, Sid.
Okay, what am I rolling? I will flip a destiny point to upgrade it.
3 red, 3 black. You have to escape the gravitational pull of the weapon.
Right. No sense Santa. Okay.
And the second you send the signal for Talia to lock the ship, you push everything and all the engines blast at full power, ripping the Paragon away from the ship, pulling it away with as much force as you're able to give it. And you'll have to take 1 crit, but you are escaping in 1 go. Y'all. As you blast off away.
So just glares at Sol for making them wait.
And as the ship blasts away, you guys are thrusting forward and like a huge piece of debris, piece of the ship that was being spun around in the gravitational pull just flies around and slashes right through the top of the ship. Depressurizing has begun. And you have 3 rounds before the ship is depressurized.
Oh hell. I could start stealing bulk eggs, perhaps. Good time to repair. Ooh, this is not good.
Oh.
Sol's gonna pull out his rebreather that's in his utility belt and put it in.
Okay. So are any of you? I see. Yeah, none of you are vacuum sealed. Does anyone but Sol have a rebreather?
Talia should, I think.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
one in every.
Jedi utility belt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cast him.
I'm sorry, what was the question? My roommate was bothering me again.
Rebreather. Ship is being exposed to vacuum because you just got gashed.
I do technically have what is considered a breath mask with my respirator, my special Melito respirator.
Okay.
How long does it last? Does it have a specific?
It doesn't.
All right. I'll consider
Yeah, the
that.
one.
Yeah, I'll consider that for now to be a thing. So upon being exposed to vacuum, everyone would suffer 3 wounds. So everyone on the ship takes 3 wounds immediately.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oof.
I just got knocked out.
So did Sol.
So, and all the unconscious NPCs would have a lot happen. Because you take 2 crits when in vacuum rather than 1.
Please don't
That
tell me
is
we're
not
gonna
good.
wipe the entire party.
Right. So, no, you only suffer the additional crits for being unconscious in vacuum, by the way, to be clear, like you won't. You'll begin, because you're no longer conscious, you'll begin suffocating as well. Okay, so lots happening here, gang. Alright, so we're gonna go in order. Sol, how many crits do you have?
4.
Add that. Castum, how many crits do you have?
Thankfully, none.
Okay. Sid and Talia are still up. Ray has 1. Banada has 4.
Oof.
Don't celebrate yet. She and Ray have to take another one. Sarah takes 1. She had 4. Okay, now I pass through the 3 of them again. So, Ray plus 20. Whoops. That would have been that was an accident.
That scared the hell out of me. I'm not ready for this.
Never seen a 704 crit.
So that was an accidental hit of a 6 there. That is still, however, 104, which is maimed. So, with that, Ray is losing her right arm.
When you somehow get entirely hit by the Death Star shot,
Yeah.
plus 620 crit.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. Plus 50 Banada. Plus 50 Sarah. So obviously you're feeling this, Sid, as you and Tali are now the only ones on the ship awake. And you both have to hold your breath. You can hold your breath a number of rounds equal to your brawn. That's not gonna matter in a minute, obviously.
obviously.
You have one. Luckily, you're lucky you escaped the thing on your initial roll, so you just have to get to the planet before you all are out.
Yeah.
So
Can
you
I
were
use
very.
can I use a maneuver to stim pat myself? Because the pilot needs to stay awake.
Okay. It's gonna take 2 strain to do so.
Can Talia do it?
You'll have yours as well.
No.
Oh.
Do you remember how many stim packs I had used the day before? I don't. I think
you-
after you said we didn't.
Yeah, I don't think you used any, so I think you can get full 5.
Wanted to be sure.
You're gonna pass out from holding your breath before you hit wounds now. Right. You're holding your breath. Talia, is there anything you want to do?
The only thing I can think of is trying to medicine check Sidani and take more wounds off of her.
I don't think that's an issue right now.
I don't think so either.
It's not an issue, and you can't get to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, focus on the passengers.
You're on the
Say that again?
opposite side of the ship. There's no way you would be able to maneuver to her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'm just making sure our unconscious people stay in their seats.
I do have the rebreather in the Jedi utility belt. Does that help any?
Yeah. But, I don't think you can afford the...
Next round.
Yeah.
Actually, in that case, I'm at least going to start making my way towards Sidani.
Okay.
Can you do anything for crits that others are going to be suffering? Because
there's no way you can not no, because I mean everything is blowing around. Like anything not strapped down is hitting at least the ceiling, if not flying out of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no way you'd
Literally
be able to
the
perform
best.
a medical procedure.
Yeah. We're basically down to we just need to keep you awake.
Well,
That's the easy part.
Yeah, and just
Alright.
hope.
Okay, Sid. So
I already know I'm going to spend it.
yeah, you get a boost from the ship for handling. And then
Sweet.
It wouldn't apply to the last one because handling wasn't gonna matter. Now it matters. Okay, so you add that boost, and with the ship ruptured, I would say it's 1 red, 1 purple, and 2 setbacks because you're having to hold yourself still.
Okay.
Okay, you're able to keep the ship steady enough to hurtle toward the atmosphere.
And can I use the 2 advantage for a maneuver to get the rebreather?
As soon as the ship hits atmosphere, it changes from major hull breach to destabilized. So you're fine.
Okay.
luckily. Yeah, if you had failed that, everyone would have had to take the hits again, and we'd probably have more dead characters. So yeah, you made it. You were able to hold the ship still just long enough as everything was depressurizing to just thrust the tearing apart ship down. And you can hear the sound of a massive explosion behind you as the ship in space explodes. And that explosion sends a shockwave out that hits the back of your ship, sending it basically spiraling end over end, hurtling down toward the surface. And now that you were in atmosphere, you were able to hit basically the gravity of the planet.
Oh, fun. Oh, fun. Oh, fun. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jefferson speaking. We might experience some turbulence and then explode.
Okay. Well, you managed to do steps 1 and 2 in one go. Now the important one,
right.
step 3.
For one strain for the intense focus maneuver. And I will flip a destiny point, because of course.
You may use the advantages for a boost. Handling still applies. And this will be the same difficulty. Oh good, you'll bounce.
You know, I am really missing that sense danger talent right now.
Alright.
I wish I could help you.
I mean, if you have the talent, you technically can, but...
I do have the talent. I haven't used it yet.
Well, you need to do that before the roll game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so luckily for you, a triumph means you bounce and get another shot anyway, so you can do it on the next roll. You don't have the second boost, so keep that in mind. So, you are still going to take a collision, however.
Oof.
So that'll be... Okay. You took out the shields with the bounce.
I mean, if you're going to bounce off something, bouncing off the shield is probably the best thing to do.
Oh my god. So yeah, as you head down toward the planet, you are managing to just barely hold the controls together as you're hurtling down. You manage to right the ship just in time to bounce the shields off of the basically edge of a rock face. And you're still trying to get control of the ship. The engines are on fire. And you're trying to keep things together. You take 1 strain as well, by the way, from the threat. So, okay, you only have 1 boost this time, not 2. And we're using Talia's sense danger, because at this point she would have gotten to the cockpit anyway, so we'll say you can use the sense danger.
Using the intense focus, so I did 2 strain.
Yep, so it's still red and purple difficulty.
Come on, Sid. Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So the ship crashes and skids and keeps scraping along and sliding and eventually just comes to a shaking stop.
Leaf on the wind. Okay. Another happy landing. Sid just kind of leans back in her seat a bit. Just maybe very uneasy laugh.
Yeah, Talia just kind of wanders over and hugs her from behind. It's like, I'm so glad you still have your sense of humor.
Oh, remind me to thank Mom for all those piloting lessons. Oh, gods.
Oh, you're. I will. We're alive because of you.
Yes. Not by the Force.
All right.
Everyone
You're
is
awesome.
alive back there?
Yep, we have a lot of people. Let's go get our people.
Yeah. Sid gives a thumbs up and kind of slowly starts to unbuckle the crash belt, crash rubbing. You know, rather slowly because after that you kind of still want to keep it on, but and yeah.
Yeah, as you guys kind of stumble into, I mean, Sol, you both would see Sol just kind of passed out. As you go into the rest of the ship to see everyone else, Caston was luckily in a position that held him down, even though he got basically he got pulled up against a bar and knocked out from that. But he was at least caught by that. And you guys see that some of the ripped apart metal did seem to impact in Ray's arm. And everyone else look like they all look alive just out. And you can actually see up through the gash, up in space, you can actually see kind of blue and green almost glitter against the sky where the ship was.
Rest in peace to our fallen comrades up there.
Yeah.
Sid's gonna be checking on Vanada and Sarah.
Yeah. Talia's probably gonna go for Ray first. Sol can take a nap.
Oh, actually, if the comms are still working on the ship, Sue will send a distress signal to the Jedi Academy for pickup. I don't.
Oh yeah, we're probably not jammed anymore. That's not a problem.
You stopped being jammed a while ago, but yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
And so with that, we are going to take a short intermission. And then we'll be back with the last part of the Season 1 finale to Destiny of the Force. Okay, and we're back from intermission with our group here. So, away from the wreckage on Ossus, we go to the main temple area where all the people reside. About a week has passed since the big attack and battle. Rey has gotten a cybernetic right arm. Basically from the... It's not her full arm, it's basically from top of elbow down. That's for anyone who would know what I mean by this. The Skywalker arm. She is learning how to use that. Sol's had time for his eyes to recover and be able to see again. Vanada is going to be okay, but is still unconscious even after a week.
Sid has not left her side.
Yeah. And yeah, so you all would know at this point that in addition to Sid, Venata, and Sarah losing their force sensitivity, so has everyone on Ossus with basically a force rating of 3 or less from a game standpoint. From just a general people standpoint, that would be all trainees and many knights, basically leaving the only people attuned to the force on Ossus as the party and the masters who were on planet at the time, and 1 or 2 knights who were in kind of the more experienced or higher attunement range. Over this past week has been a lot of movement, a lot of actions and steps. The biggest thing has been the group having to notify the Empire of Young's death.
I'm sure that was a fun holocall.
The party didn't do it personally. After the attack, Sword of the Jedi, Jaina Solo fell, Young's mother returned to the planet, and she was the one to actually make the Empire know. But she spoke with you all before that. Amongst several masters returned. Basically all Jedi who could immediately recall came back to Ossus, mostly to help with the efforts to figure out where all the now non-force sensitive people, but people who still could know about the Jedi and could still help the Jedi in some way, what the next step for everyone is. And what you all would have heard at this point is the Jedi are planning to expand the Ossus kind of settlement areas, which had previously been very limited, mostly just to support the Antarian Rangers and the general support teams the Jedi have, and turn it into a full, basically, living colony where people can, who are non-force sensitive, can learn and work with the Jedi, and for the Jedi to help learn from others and all that. And that's where a lot of the trainees who can no longer connect to the Force in the same way go. And amongst the masters who returned was Jedi Master Kakruk, who has seen many things in his lifetime, and this is just another blow to the Jedi. And Master Ilo Senka, Sarah's master, when he heard what happened to his apprentice. In all that's developed and transpired, Sol, Talia, Castum, and Sid, because you would be asked to leave Venata alone occasionally, currently find yourselves with Ray sitting in the courtyard, watching as, even after all that happened, even after a week of chaos, a lot of life going on, a lot of people learning new things or trying to be hopeful. You've been told, once you've said everything that happened and all that, you've been told that you are heroes, even if you may not feel like it. And
yeah, I'm gonna doubt.
Yeah. And Sol, Talia, and Costum, for what you've done, you have been notified that you will be knighted this day.
Yeah, I think Talia's just sitting with her fingers digging into her knees at that news and just still kind of numb, just watching.
Doesn't feel right.
Sol would ask about Kadas and Young being promoted and getting a knighthood.
No one told you, Sol?
I think he means posthumous, postmortem.
Yeah, Kadas will be he won't be recognized as a Jedi, but he will be recognized by the Jedi, is I think what you'll get from him. And Young will be honored by the Imperial Knights for his efforts. Yeah. So, and you all are being honored for what you actually, for everything. So.
To be honest, I don't feel like it was that much of an honor.
We didn't actually stop it.
We stopped it from being worse.
We had enough knowledge of it to keep it from completely eradicating us. I guess that's heroic.
Preserve the future. That's what matters now.
Yeah, well, there's a rather high cost to heroism.
I never thought I'd make it this far. Being knighted and all that.
I never thought I would accept it if offered.
I don't think I would have seen this coming for myself either.
Well earned, all of you.
It should be you, Sid.
I never really consider myself much of a Jedi anyway. Well, I've turned it down. I don't need it. And you get the idea that Sid's more or less straight up lying to you. You don't have to roll for it. She's just playing with her dragon as she says that, and the dragon just kind of looks at her like, yeah, even I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I think Talia just kind of manages a small smile towards her and just nods, but she's just stiff.
Well, maybe one day the knighthood would be good enough for you, Sid, and you'll grace us with your presence.
Maybe one day.
Well, I'll say one thing at least. If there's any possible way of figuring out how to undo everything that happened this week, I'm gonna figure it out. There has to be an answer to this.
With that, Cass would put his hand on his shoulder, Talia's shoulder, and be like, "We're gonna figure this out."
Yeah, I'm gonna need you, Cass. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of horrible with machines.
You're going to inject people with force powers. Sounds like some kind of mad holodrama villain scheme.
Well, we already had our mad holotrauma villains. If they figured out a way to use our own kyber crystals against us and stop the Force, then, well, logic dictates there's a way to undo it. And we're gonna
Maybe
find it.
Just needs a kickstart.
Well, I guess you guys are gonna need someone to pilot and make terrible decisions for you to follow.
I like the sound of that.
Ray, you just see Ray kind of flexing her hand, and she opted for more of a flesh-looking cybernetic. So if you guys didn't know, you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell outside of some of the awkward movements, as she's still learning it. And she just says, "I don't know where I would start, but." And she's mostly looking at Sol, but she does look at everyone else as she's talking, and says, "I do want to stay and help."
I hear they have
Jedi.
openings for Padawans these days.
Yeah, Sol will just look at Ray like, I assumed you would follow your teacher.
You're always going to be welcome here, Ray. You're going to have a hard time getting rid of Sol.
I mean, just take it from us. We've known him our whole lives.
I'm his sister. Trust me.
After all I've seen, I know I shouldn't, but I want to be a Jedi like you.
There's no better examples than those around me to learn from. And I will teach you all that I've learned.
She nods to that, and as she does, Sid, you would see Sarah speaking to Master Senka, and she looks like she's dressed, as casually as you've seen her, but even without the robe she would normally wear to look somewhat Jedi-ish. And you see her with like a bag over her shoulder, like she's leaving.
Oh, right. Will you guys excuse me for a moment? And Sid will head over to her.
For the rest of you, the knighting ceremony will be soon. So will you be going to that?
Yeah. Cass would probably much prefer trying to find remnants of the destroyed ship, seeing if we can find anything, but probably won't be allowed to do that.
From everything you've heard from from the Rangers, from the Jedi, from everyone who's kind of come to help out for the week, there's some wreckage. They're going over it, but this is going to have to become just one of the things you are looking into. It's not really a path directly continuing from here.
I figured as much, but that's just what Cass would be doing.
Yeah.
Trying to find out anything, see if he can start at least working on an idea to try and fix this.
And nothing has been found or unsurprisingly, given the ship and the explosion, but there's been nothing found or recovered for of the Mandalorians or anything for you to send them. So as you all head to the knighting ceremony, Sid, you make your way over to Sarah and Master Senka. Master Senka is as Sarah's kind of indicated, he's older, appears to be in his 60s as you're approaching. And he looks like he would have long gray hair, but it's tied up in a bit of a bun with just a slightly hanging tail to the back of his head. And he has a short, kind of grayish whitish beard, mostly kept close to the face, doesn't really hang beyond that. And he just, as you're approaching, he just gives a nod toward you and towards Sarah, and puts a hand on her shoulder briefly before moving away to give you privacy with her.
All right. Sid gives Sarah a smile, and you packed your things, all ready to leave then?
Well, I don't belong here anymore.
Where will you go?
Out there somewhere. As apprentice to Master Senka, I traveled more than anyone except maybe you and your friends. Maybe more still. I don't want to stay here, be part of these, villages. That's not my speed.
I can understand that. Roaming knight errant with a blaster instead of a sword, huh?
And you see her lift her saber hilt from her belt and kind of weigh it in her hand and say, I think I'll still hold on to this.
That's good. Always was, it always was something watching you wield it. So glad to see the art form will persist.
Yeah. It's a challenge, but you don't lose everything. She gives you kind of a smile.
Sid kind of tucks a lock of hair behind one ear. Well, speaking of not losing everything, do keep in touch, and Sid will give her all her contact information and stuff like that.
I don't know if I'll be around Ossus or Apes anytime soon, but thanks.
Let me just know what you're up to. If we're ever in the same part of the galaxy, I'll find you.
Well, may the Force continue to watch over us.
Right, the Force. Take care of yourself. And with that said, we'll give her a hug.
She hugs back. Once you break it, she'll just be heading toward the spaceport.
Yeah, I don't expect her to stay for the knighting ceremony. Alright, thing is I don't know if Sid would necessarily go to the knighting ceremony either.
Yeah, well, you could go back to checking in on Venata if you'd want.
Yeah, that sounds like Sid.
Okay. Yeah, so as you do get to the hospital and get to Venata, you would find her sitting up, still looking pretty out of it, but she's no longer comatose, at least.
Hey, you're awake.
And she nods and says, "A few hours." And
How'd you
she's
feel?
different.
The world seems to have lost some of its color. Yeah.
You too.
Me too.
She nods and turns and says, we when we get to Hapes, we're gonna change things.
Sid puts a comforting comforting hand on Venata's arm. When we get to Hapes, whatever you want.
We're not children anymore to be protected or hidden. We are the heirs, with or without the Force.
The daughters of the Dragon of Hapes. Who needs the Force anyway?
I want them to know. About you.
Likewise. You acted as quite the hero. I'm proud. They should know that too.
She shakes her head to that. I mean, I want them to know you're their princess, too.
You think they would accept me?
We'll make them accept you.
Guess I better get used to wearing a dress then.
Not all at once.
uh, I hope I'm ready for it then. Oh man. Right. So, kind of tilts her head a little. Yeah. We'll be touched together. Without the Force, we'll have to be each other's extra eyes and ears. Feel the galaxy got a lot more dangerous.
But we won.
We did win. Because of you.
Because of all of us.
This is a fact.
And someday, and she kind of looks to you. We'll find Father.
Well, fine, Father. I promise.
He nods and kind of just tries to pull you into.
Yeah,
relay with
Sid.
her.
Yeah. Sid wraps an arm around her, climbs into the medical bed and just holds her.
Okay, and with that, we'll go to the knighting ceremony. Where any Jedi Master who is able, all the ones you have met so far, Ben Skywalker, Sari Janis, Senka, Kakruk, Jaina Solofel, everyone who can be there. Kakruk is the one kind of presiding over the ceremony. Other masters who were on planet or who have been on planet. You're not the only ones being knighted, but the group is the smallest that any of you would have ever seen in your time with the Jedi. There's only a few others amongst you. Normally it would be probably a dozen or more. So, as the group of you stand, the crook activates his lightsaber and raises it up in the air and begins going through a familiar and yet personal feeling speech about the journeys of the Jedi and the many trials that you all must face to get here, and the greater trials still to come. And that you all should be proud of that you're here today. It is by your own strength and will of the Force that you have grown and reached this point. And as you continue to hear this, we'll have the camera pan away to an icy world far away from Ossus. A giant gleaming metallic tower nestled in the middle of a mountainous range. Dark windows at the peak of this tower. A room of tactical war tables and a large throne-like chair. We only see the back of the chair and a hand on the arm. A white gloved hand that just taps against the chair as if they're waiting for something, someone. And tactical readouts across the room. No one else there to see him but this white gloved figure. These readouts show people, bodies, some species. They show examples of enhancements, armor, cybernetics. As this hand continues to tap, a door opens to the back of the room. And a woman dressed in a gray and white outfit. Very similar to Imperial clothes, but not quite. As if it was inspired by old Imperial design, but changed and modified. This woman is human, kind of a blondish reddish hair kept up tight to her head. She does not wear a hat of any kind, but she does have stuff on her outfit that denotes the rank of an officer. And she speaks slowly and says, "We have acquired that which you requested. What would you like us to do?" The hand stops tapping at the chair and a low voice, older but not too old, and yet with a feeling that exceeds the tone and age of the voice, as if it were older than even the voice suggested. Everything is proceeding on schedule, and I will have it continue that way. Prepare them, train them, do what you must. Sir, some of them would be candidates for the Knights. You see him raise a hand and pointing to one of the scans. That one. Every empire must have its fist. Yes, sir. You see her turn and proceed to leave as the hand goes back to its gentle tapping. As we fade back to Kekruk's speech and see the other Jedi raise their lightsabers. and on Ossus, in front of the Masters of the Jedi. Sol Skywalker, Talia Skywalker, Castan Baron, and a few others are knighted Jedi. May you all continue to bring hope and light to this galaxy. And that is where we will end Season 1 of Destiny of the Force. Big, surprisingly epic conclusion. And one I'm very excited to see continue. So, we'll see you next week as part of, well, big Star Wars Week celebrations for the start of Season 2 of the campaign. See you then.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
See you, everybody.
Farewell.
May the Force be with us all.